वेलकम टू लीगली लीगल। आज हम पढ़ेंगे ड्यू डिलिजेंस के बारे में। लेट्स स्टार्ट विद एन एग्जांपल। मेरी एक कंपनी है, लेट्स से एबीसी। अब मुझे एक दूसरी कंपनी एक्स वाई जेड के साथ एक अग्रीमेंट में आना है। अब ऑब्वियसली मैं ऐसे तो एक्स वाई जेड के साथ आऊँगी नहीं अग्रीमेंट में। मैं एक्स वाई जेड का बैकग्राउंड चेक करवाऊंगी, उस कंपनी के क्लाइंट्स, कस्टमर्स एक्सेट्रा कौन कौन है ये पता करवाऊंगी, ताकि मैं श्योर हो जाऊं कि मैं सही कंपनी के साथ अग्रीमेंट कर रही हूँ, ताकि बाद में कोई न्यू चीज़ ना पता लगे जिससे मेरी कंपनी भी अफेक्ट होए। तो कोई भी बिजनेस ट्रांजैक्शन के लिए एक डिटेल्ड एनालिसिस चाहिए होता है। इन बैकग्राउंड चेक्स एंड इन्वेस्टिगेशन को हम ड्यू डिलिजेंस बोलते हैं। सो ड्यू डिलिजेंस कैन बी डिफाइंड एज एन आर्ट ऑफ इवेल्युएटिंग अ बिजनेस ट्रांजैक्शन थ्रू methodical investigation of financial, business, technical and human aspects and its pre and post business transaction. So, due diligence basically covers the activities relating to a pre transaction, during the transaction, and post transaction exercise with all the relevant aspects of the past, present, and the predictable future of any business. Now, let's study the purpose of due diligence कि क्यों नीड होती है उसकी। नंबर वन, टू कंफर्म ऑल द मटेरियल फैक्ट्स इन रिलेशन विद द बिजनेस। नंबर टू, टू रिड्यूस एनी रिस्क of any post transaction and see that the business is shown the same as how it is. Number 3, investigate the operations of the business. Number 4, identification of deal killers and avoid bad transaction. Number 5, discover liabilities or risks that may be deal breakers. And the last, evaluate the tangible and intangible assets. The objective and purpose of due diligence is very simple. Number one, to have clarity about the expectations from the target company in terms of profit, etc. And the second, to be sure that you have the appropriate resources that you will need to make the business successful and thereby working very hard for it. Now let's study the process of due diligence. Even though in layman terms due diligence seems to be an easy task, but in reality it isn't. It takes a lot of hard work, effort, knowledge, time, and experience to conduct a due diligence. Law firms usually make due diligence team with technical, legal, and financial experts, which makes the task helpful. The company's data is collected, like the corporate records, important contracts like intellectual property, sales, IT, etc., compliance records, HR records, etc. The team then analyzes the information given and assesses the future prospects and benefits. As due diligence is a long process which requires thorough analysis and investigation of every aspect, therefore, the details should be communicated and defined properly to the due diligence team. You can see in the diagram given that what are the processes like analysis purpose of the project, pre-analysis of financial business case, full check of documents, full analysis of business case and plans, risk analysis, final offering creation and the ongoing monitoring. Now, we will study what are the documents required for due diligence. Number 1 is the financial statements. This should be the latest audited financial statement for the knowledge of financial viability of the company over the past years. The second is the Memorandum of Association, which is the MOA, and the Article of Association, which is the AOA. MOA contains the objects of the company and AOA contains the purpose of the company, including the duties of the members. The third is the litigation documents to know the matters pending in court and whether it will affect the revenue of the company. These documents play an important role. Fourth is the compliance documents. This includes the annual reports, shareholders list, minutes of the meeting of board of directors, shared certificates, etc. Then comes the miscellaneous documents like the human resources, license or approvals, etc. HR documents like employment contracts, etc. play an important role, and the documents of taxation related of licenses, approvals, etc. also play an important role. Now, there are many different areas of due diligence, but we will focus on legal due diligence. So, legal due diligence basically goes through the legal aspect of the company's business. Let's take the earlier example. My company, ABC's lawyers, will look at the ongoing contracts of XYZ and assess them for any possible liability issues. The team would make sure that the XYZ will have access to the property, facilities, etc., required to keep the business running. It will also look into compliances, and if any matter is pending in court, it will go through it in detail. So, while making a due diligence, there are mistakes made. Some common mistakes are number one, lack of planning and focus in preparing the due diligence. This happens when non reasonable questions are put forth and the team is unfocused. Second is the lack of data. If there is some important document missing, then the due diligence report could be a no deal. Therefore, it is important that all the data required should be present. Third is the misunderstandings. This happens when there is a poor communication between both the companies. The communication must be clear. Fourth is not giving enough time to the taxation matters. This is the most important step, and due to lack of time and focus, it may go wrong. Thank you. If you like our video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.